Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Can't you come out tonight? Buffalo gals, can't you come out tonight? And dance by the light of the moon. Greetings again, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm Doyle, better known to y'all as the Big D. And this time around, I am going to bring to you a review of a holiday classic. That's right, you can tell by me singing Buffalo Gals. You know that the movie I'm going to review is It's a Wonderful Life. Now, I'm just going to rely on a little help from my talent, but not a whole lot like I've done with all my other reviews. Now, yeah, you know where I'm getting my information from that I'm giving to you, okay? So please do not hate me for getting my info from a little somewhere on my tablet, okay? I need it for a reason, because I can't remember a whole bunch more stuff. But anyway, the film was released in 1946, distributed by RKO Radio Pictures and produced by Liberty Films. The film was, it was directed by Frank Capra, who actually directed Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, and I think plus a lot of other movies, I'm sure of it. Let me see. Oh yes, he directed Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, which actually just happened to star the guy who actually who stars in It's a Wonderful Life, James Stewart. Or Jimmy Stewart. I'd say he answered to either name. Anyway, it's based on the short story and booklet called The Greatest Gift by Philip Van Doren Stern. Also in the cast are Donna Reed, Lionel Barrymore, Thomas Mitchell, and Henry Travers. Now, as it focuses on this man named George Bailey, who on Christmas Eve is about to throw away God's greatest gift, his life, by planning to commit suicide. But anyway, that's who Mr. Stewart plays. In the rest of the cast are Donna Reed as George's, gal pal and love interest, Mary Hatch, Lionel Barrymore as the main bad guy of this. Well, he's sort of the bad guy in a way, because he's the most powerful man in Bedford Falls, which is where this film takes place in, Mr. Potter. Thomas Mitchell as Uncle Billy, George's uncle. Henry Travers as Clarence, the apprentice angel. Let me see now. And there was lots of others, but there's so many I mentioned, so I'm not going to try and rely on the tablet too much to help me out, since I've seen this movie a few times. At first, this never caught on with me, but now, of course, over the last decade, this movie's caught on with me a bit more, and I've come to love It's a Wonderful Life. It's become one of my absolute favorite holiday movies. Well, Christmas movies, that is. Anyway, we start by hearing prayers going up to the heavens about George Bailey. Well, we see up there in heaven that Joseph and, I forgot the other angel up there, and they call on this one angel named Clarence. Says that they want him to help with George Bailey because he's about to commit suicide. And he asks if he would be able to accomplish this. He asked would he might get his wings if he did a good job, and Joseph promised. So he gets a good glimpse of George as a boy, and he and some friends, they were sliding down on a shovel onto an icy pond, but but his brother Harry falls through the ice. Now, that's a thing gonna learn. He also works in this here drugstore and soda shop, where he apparently, let me see now. Well, this was really tough here, my friends. Oh, yes. George actually prevents a disaster after realizing that the druggist, Mr. Gower, accidentally added poison to his prescription. And so, later on in life, as he's now grown up, well, Clarence is actually liking the look of George. He plans to leave on a world tour and enter college. At his graduation party, he is reintroduced to Mary Hatch, who has had a crush on him since childhood. So, after they're walking home, singing Buffalo Gals after, well, I'm not going to try and spoil too much because I'm sure everybody's seen it, so I'm not going to try and spoil a whole lot of stuff. But they're walking home, and apparently, they're having the time of their lives until George gets word that his dad's died. So he postpones his travel so he can sort out the family business, building loan, where the richest and meanest man in town, Henry Potter, wishes to dissolve it to eliminate it as a competitor. So the board of directors votes to keep the building loan open on condition that George stay on to run it. So he does it with his absent-minded Uncle Billy. So George gave all his college tuition money to his brother Harry, on the condition that he take over the building loan when he graduates. Years later, Harry's back home, married and with a job offer from his father-in-law. Well, all sorts of that. Let me, But anyway, George is a bit excited because although Harry is ready to honor his commitments to George in the building loan, he learns that the job has excellent prospects and will not allow his brother to turn it down. And as a result, he never does leave Bedford Falls, but end up falling in love with Mary Hatch, and then they marry. Well, on their honeymoon, they witness a run on the bank and use their $2,000 in honeymoon savings to keep the building loan solvent and out of Potter's control until the panic subdues. Well, apparently, after that, George establishes Bailey Park, development of modest houses financed by the building loan. But Potter attempts to lure George into becoming his assistant, offering him $2,000 a year, equivalent to, well, what would be for the present day, but I'm not going to bring that up. George is momentarily tempted, but realizes Potter's true intent is to shut down the building loan and rebooks him. So, during World War II, George is ineligible for service because of his deaf ear, which he got after he managed to, after saving his brother, Harry, from drowning. Harry becomes a Navy pilot and earns the Medal of Honor by shooting down a kamikaze plane headed for a troop transport, which that was really cool. Anyway, this is where it gets into, well, really shocking. Now, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to stop this video. If you've not seen this movie, you need to see this movie. So here's 5 seconds to stop before I go on with the review and the end. Here we go, 5 seconds. Okay, now then, I'm sure lots of y'all seen it, but you've been warned that if you've not seen this, then stop this video. Anyway, it's Christmas Eve morning, As the town prepares a hero's welcome for Harry, Uncle Billy goes to the bank to deposit $8,000 of the billion loan's cash. But when Potter enters, Billy taunts him by grabbing the newspaper out of his lap and reading the headline about Harry aloud. Billy returns the newspaper to Potter, but unintentionally wraps the envelope with the cash hit, which was a huge mistake. When the teller asks him for the money for the deposit, Billy discovers that he has misplaced it. Potter discovers the envelope and seeing an opportunity to ruin the Baileys and cripple the billion loan. He says nothing. George realizes that scandal and criminal charges will follow when a bank examiner arrives to review the billion loan's records. Boy, George gets really tore up by Uncle Billy and everything, then goes home and takes out his frustration on his family. Anyway, of course, he and Mary have 4 kids: Janie, Pete, Tommy, and Zuzu. So, George desperately appeals to Potter for a loan and offers his life insurance policy with only $500 in equity as collateral. Based on the policy's $15,000 nominal value, Potter says that George is worth more dead than alive and phones the police to have him arrested. George gets drunk at Martini's, a local bar, and prays for help. Then, contemplating suicide, goes to a nearby bridge. The film's narrative catches up to the time of the opening scene. Before George can jump in to the river, Clarence, the apprentice angel, dives in, causing George to rescue Clarence rather than kill himself. George does not believe Clarence's subsequent claim that he is his guardian angel. So, well, it really got pretty much funny later on, and, well, soon George thinks to himself he wishes he was never born. But Clarence is like, oh, you mustn't say things like that. But then he thought, wait a minute, that's an idea. He wanted to prove that he was his guardian angel. It's like, what do you think? Looked up to the heavens like, okay, you got your wish. You've never been born. So Clarence decides to grant the wish to show George an alternate timeline in which he never existed. In this alternate timeline, Bedford falls in St. Pottersville, and it's dark and corrupt. Mr. Gower, the druggist, was released from prison for manslaughter, but George was not there to stop him, The billion loan was closed down. George's mother doesn't know him. Uncle Billy was institutionalized. And a cemetery where Bailey Park would have been, George discovers Harry's grave. And Clarence explains that every man on the transport died in the World War II and everything. Oh boy, now he wants to know where Mary is. She became an old widow. She never married. No, widow. I mean, old maid. So, oops, sorry, my mistake. I got carried away, huh, folks? Forgive me. He finds her, goes to the library, but, well, apparently thinks he's stalking her and whatever. Now he's caught in the act. And racist from the policeman. Well, after so much stuff happened, sorry, I didn't give too much more what happened in the alternate timeline, so bear with me. Soon, convinced that Clarence is really the guardian angel, George runs back to the bridge and begs for his life back. The timeline changes back to the present day. Yep, back to reality, folks. Well, he was back to the way he was. And sees his car still by a tree accidentally crashed into and rushes through the town. Merry Christmas! He yells to everyone. Everyone wishes Merry Christmas. He says Merry Christmas to everything in Bedford Falls, even Mr. Potter, and managed to return home to await his arrest. But now grateful for the life that he has, rushes home to wait for that. But Mary and Uncle Billy arrive, having rallied the townspeople who stream in and donate more than enough to cover the missing $8,000, causing the town sheriff to rip up George's arrest warrant. And Harry arrives and toasts George as the richest man in town. And everyone starts singing All In Sing. I can't really pronounce that. I apologize, everyone. Soon Zuzu hears a little Christmas bell ring on the Christmas tree, and, well, since every time that an angel, that means an angel's just on its wings every time a bell rung. Yep. And he actually received a very special book. That Clarence was reading, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Yes. So, that's how the movie goes. Now, would I recommend It's a Wonderful Life? Most definitely. A very good Christmas classic. Now, although it didn't quite do so well at the box office long ago, because they had really big competitors, but who knows what they were. Nevertheless, it is now considered one of the greatest films of all time. I have to admit, I love the story. I love the performances we got from James Stewart and Donna Reed and Henry Travers. Everyone was absolutely good. The cast, again, great. All the characters they played were good. The music was great. Oh, etc., etc., etc. All of it was good. So you need to see It's a Wonderful Life. You can actually find it on DVD and Blu-ray. You can also find it on Prime. Yes, you heard me correctly. And actually, they've got it in both the original black and white and colorized versions. I'm going to stick with black and white because I realized I liked it more than color. I've only seen the colorized version one time. Excuse me. And, of course, it still currently airs on TV to this day on NBC. And just a few years ago, it started airing on cable for the first time ever on USA, which you can also catch it on there. Just check your listings to see if it's on, and you may just enjoy It's a Wonderful Life. It's perfect for the whole family. I think the whole family might enjoy it. So please tell me what you thought about It's a Wonderful Life in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, like this vid or any of my other vids if you have not seen them, and be a part of the Big D Nation. So, join me again next time because I've got tons more Christmas stuff to review this week, including a review of the original Black Christmas. I will also be reviewing a Charlie Brown Christmas, and Santa Claus is coming to town. Actually, I think that's what I'm reviewing tomorrow. Charlie Brown Christmas, and Santa Claus is coming to town is the next day, along with Black Christmas. And of course, tomorrow I'll be doing a ranking of the Home Alone series. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya and Merry Christmas.